What's good, everyone? This your main correspondent, Alan Taylor, and I'm back in the broadcast room. So we got one from Anton Daniels' channel. And this young lady here is going to, try to convince us that, this is the young man that she met, whatever, he didn't propose to her fast enough. The timeline that some of these women think that they have for other human beings to abide by. It's crazy. So we're going to break this thing down. I didn't go through the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? Listen, look, we're going to see what she had to say and what Anton had to say about this as well. Let's go here now. Quarters, nickels, and dimes, people.
In my relationship because I realized that he was not going to propose by my deadline. I've been putting off making this video, but I keep getting questions, so let's just get this out of the way. After being single for 8 years, I finally found somebody that I thought I wanted to start a life with. When I met him, I was completely over dating. I did not think that there was a future for me with a man anymore. He came into my life and changed all of that. I was so happy.
Over dating.
In the beginning of the relationship.
Wait, did she say that after being single for 8 years? Let me just rewind this for a second.
After being single for 8 years, I finally found somebody that I thought I wanted to start a life with. When I met him, I was completely over dating. I did not think that there was a future for me with a man anymore. He came into my life and changed all of that. I was so happy.
So over dating basically means that she was dating a whole lot of people at the same time. I'm assuming. Got it.
In the beginning of the relationship that I actually could not talk about him without crying tears of joy. By month 3, I was making appointments with jewelers to figure out what I wanted in terms of an engagement ring. I know that I'm hard to surprise, so
okay, so over 8 years out here, she's been dating and engaging in sexual activity, and let's just keep this honest here. Let's just keep this honest. And I'm not judging. I'm not knocking. It's not that. It's the damn facts that we're talking about here. So obviously through some, mystical power, she met this dude right here. And she was so enamored about this guy. She went out in 3 months of dealing with this gentleman, whatever, and she decided that she was going to start shopping for rings. This is wild right here.
Month 3?
Wanted to be able to just give him a PDF of what I wanted and then just go let him plan the engagement whenever he was ready, and I would just say yes. The only reservation that I had was around his career. He worked in an industry.
I'm sorry I'm cutting this thing, but at the same time though too, she going out picking out her ring. That's highly disrespectful. And I'm going to tell you why out here. I'm going to tell you why. Because if the man is wanting to propose, a man proposes to his wife. So he picks the ring that he feels is suitable for his woman at that time. The ring is like a building process. And y'all need to understand this. This is something also too that's not being talked about amongst the internet and things like that. Hold on here. The ring is a building process. The longer that you're married and the family wealth grows and stuff like that, the bigger the ring gets over the years. You're supposed to have anniversaries and stuff like that and things, so that's the way marriage, true, genuine marriages go. You're supposed to have, certain periods of time to where, you and your wife have been together. You know what I'm saying? She's your wife. She's your helpmeet. You're her husband. You're the provider. It's supposed to be certain periods of time that you go. And then at the same time, it's an anniversary that comes up. Now, due to that anniversary that comes up, yes, the ring gets bigger. As the age of the relationship, as the age of the marriage grows, the ring gets bigger.
So what the French toast is there to think about?
But see, though, the problem here is that the patience is not there. The patience is that, you're supposed to achieve certain goals over a period of time on this planet. That's how life goes, regardless of whether you like it or not. And people don't understand this and things like that. That's the reason why they're so impatient and they want things immediately, is because they can't grasp the fact that life doesn't move at your pace. It doesn't. It never will. But this is the thing here. Yes, that ring is supposed to grow over a period of time. Listen, look, let's go back to it. You know what I'm saying? Because this is crazy out here. She's talking clearly out the side of her fucking neck.
That was on my do not date list due to instability, but he seemed like he had a handle on everything. So I was like, all right, I'm going to give myself 1 year to see what the reality of his life is and what a life would look like with him. By the end of this year, I expect that I should be ready to say yes to a proposal, and I expect that he has proposed. Now, he knew before I did that I was somebody that he wanted to build a life with. He knew this early on into the relationship. So for both of us, it was now no longer a matter of interpersonal connection that we needed to figure out, but logistical. Up until this point, we have lived our lives in very different ways. We have prepared for our future in very different ways, and we had very different expectations as to how we would track towards that future and what that would look like. As time went on, I started to realize that our differences in lifestyles and life philosophies were just too different to be.
So women are anal, honestly, bro. And I know that y'all biological clock is ticking and y'all serial dating and y'all out here meeting different people and you're trying to figure out whether or not y'all mesh on your match.com criteria and all of that. But what I found as a person that has been successfully married for 21 years and has been raising my daughter, and she's going to be 18 very soon, is that really only thing you got to do is love the person. And none of the timeline, none of that other stuff, that don't even matter, man. Industry that you in, career, none of that matters. The history of how many people you've been with matters, but really people just don't love each other anymore, and all of these criteria is just getting out of control.
Right. Anton told the truth on that fact. And these are the facts. These are the facts that at the end of the day, though, listen, look, I'm an early millennial. You know what I'm saying? Just as Anton is. We remember a different day and time. We remember women differently than what definitely the younger generation of men and women. You know, the Z's or the X's, not the X's, but the Z's and the, you know, the generation that comes after the millennials and after that. Listen, look, the women's mindset was different, just like men's mindset was different. You know, it's worked both ways out here nowadays because all this shit is crazy. It's crazy out here. But yeah, though, women didn't act like this. She's outraged and she's planning things about a man that she hadn't even met yet. So when she meets this dude right here that she's talking about right now, she's trying to apply the mindset that she thinks that this dude was supposed to be and all that type of shit to what she thinks that she wants. And let's just keep this honest, because that's what she thinks she wants, or she thinks she needs, or she thinks she deserves. But at this point right now, though, you know what I'm saying, who knows how our lifestyle been going. So, you know what I'm saying, first of all, the deserving things is out the fucking window.
So what the French toast is there to think about?
It's out the fucking window. This is crazy right here. You know, she's talking out the side of her neck and things like that about what she deserves, basically. Let's just break this down. And Anton is telling the truth about this matter, man. This is wild out here.
And you know, it used to just be based off of, hey, I love you, you love me.
Right.
We gonna figure this out together. We'll make the adjustments as we roll, but till death do us part, sickness and in health, whatever, richer for poor, whatever the vows are, that's what we gonna rock with. And you don't even know, I'm gonna be honest with you, people that overplan their lives, they don't even know what their life is gonna be, because you got a plan, and then God got a plan, and then they got a plan, and then God got a plan, and then oops, baby, oops, new career change or layoff, oops, got to move to a new city, oops, life event, somebody dies in the family or something like that, and that's what you just roll with. And it's no life planning outside of financial, because I do advocate for people to not be broke. But it's no real life planning that you can have for the life that you wind up creating or building with the other person. And so really it's going to take love, it's going to take patience, it's going to take adjustment, it's going to take being living in the moment and excited. But I just think that we've gotten so far away from.
Damn, Anton was cooking. He was fucking cooking. It is what it is. Yeah, he was cooking on that point. Listen, look, man, to break this down, the love and things like that Anton is talking about, this is what keeps relationships going. God built us with love. Now, of course, the society we lived in, us as humans, part of us have, leaked corruption. Part of us are still trying to, engage in love and whatever. But the thing of this is that the fact of what Anton was explaining is, yes, you have to have some type of love for that person. And love don't come in looks. Love don't come in, monetary value on this planet. Love don't come in, the lust. Love don't come in anything that you really think love comes in. Because we all screwed up on this planet due to the way things and how we move as people on this planet. Love don't come that way. Love comes in straight structure of what you definitely hardcore agree upon, and then y'all move from there. That's love. That's how any traditional family works. That's how any family works. You know what I'm saying? If you under the sound of my voice and you had a decent family, and I mean, family, every family gonna have a little tit for tat or things that go on in the family. But if you know that your people love you, unconditionally with agape love, and if you don't know what that means, look it up. If you know that your people actually love you, you know what love really means, and you know how to love other people, and they love you back if they grew up with that type of understanding. Let's keep going.
Means to be with another person, or to be open to the possibility of what if that. Now you got people like this as being super anal, saying, well, I broke it off with the man of my dreams. And apparently she had been talking to him or talking about him on the internet for a long time, which I believe that's a red flag. Be very, very wary and very careful of talking to people that tell all of their business online or use you as a person that is in the background as content, because I don't think that everything should be content. As a matter of fact, I think that the best relationships are the ones that you kind of keep in the tuck. And I had to learn that one the hard way. And that everything is just not meant for the internet. Yep, I can give examples of how I live my life or whatever, so on and so forth. But in order to have the most fruitful relationship, the first thing that you got to do is shut up and not tell all of your business to the friends on the internet that you think is your friends, but actually is wish.
AKA, stop talking to people about your relationship, even if it's family. Sometimes, and this also where, your spiritual value comes in there. And I know I know in today's age, everybody wants to sit there, everybody don't believe in God all the time. You know what I'm saying? I get it. But it is a grounding that you need to have on this planet. You know what I'm saying? That, regardless of what anybody says, whether with whatever religion or belief, whatever, it's a certain grounding that we as human beings know that we need to have, because we are a part of the universe. And the thing of this is that we need to understand this. You know what I'm saying? We as humans are, entities that, need a energy base or a belief, to better ourselves. And this has worked for thousands of years upon thousands of years on this planet, to keep us going. So, I don't understand how people are trying to sit around here and think that they can just live life without any type of real structure. And that's a part of structure. That is a part of structure. Belief, this and that, woo to woo, like, this is just the case. And
for your downfall, and can't wait to do a video talking about how your relationship failed. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, but she just seems, personally, just observing her for the first time, she seems like a really pretty girl, probably got a nice personality, super anal, and that's probably the bane of her existence. And why she cannot align herself with a person that is probably best for her, because they're looking for the perfect person to propose at the perfect time. And I'm going to go and get my ring after 3 months, and I'm going to send him a PDF so he can take the guesswork out. What difference do it make? Get that bubblegum ring, rock out, and have a good time, and see what life take you. And when it don't work, or if it don't work, or if y'all got to make adjustments, or if the kids grow up to be a certain age and then y'all decide, you know what, we had a great run and we want to keep it moving now that our kids is raised or something like that, cool. But people are just so anal. They too much pushy.
Reconciled anytime soon. I realized that there was nothing that he could do that would make me feel comfortable saying yes to marriage with him within the year. And I realized that he was also not going to be in a place where he felt comfortable proposing within the year for the same reason. So I made the very difficult decision to end the relationship. At this age, I do not believe in sitting in a relationship.
I wonder how old she is.
Imagine being able to build anything.
That makes sense too. You know, real talk.
How old she is.
That is going nowhere, while wishing, waiting, and hoping for things to change so that they can go somewhere. Because the reality of the situation is, if someone has lived their entire life with a certain belief or exhibiting certain behaviors, it's going to take a long time for that to change. Some people may be able to show progress faster than others. That might allow you to stay in a relationship. But if you are not seeing those changes quick enough to meet your needs, what you are actually doing is you are building a relationship with a future version of them that you hope will exist at some point in time. You are not actually invested in the relationship that you have.
Right. What did I say about her delusions, you know, of thinking whatever this dude, she already had a set dude in her mind, and she met this dude, and he may have had some of the similarities of the dude that she had in mind that she wanted to propose to her. So now we at this point right here. Come to find out that for the long-term haul, that's not going to be him. But the similarities is what drew her in. So she at this point right here to where, you know, she's thinking out the side of her neck, well, out the side of her head as well, you know. But it's crazy though. And she wants to actually think that she's in the right, because listen, look, man, she needed to stop all that delusional thinking, because the dude that she was in front of was the dude she probably need to chill the fuck out with.
So what the French toast is there to think about?
Flags. He's not a bad person. It wasn't a bunch of chicks, no baby mamas, no none of that. It's just that he wouldn't propose within a year, and so that's the reason why you decided that you wanted to walk away. He probably dodged a bullet himself, because the real red flag seems like the person that's telling the story right now, to be honest with you.
Have with the person in front of you. And it is not fair to you to waste years or months of your life waiting, hoping, and wishing for them to evolve into the person you hope for them to be. And it is not fair for them to be in a relationship with somebody who does not want the version of them that is right in front of them. People can grow and people can change, but you are building a relationship with the person that's in front of you. And if you are only in the relationship because you know or you hope that they can become what you need them to be, you shouldn't be in that relationship. I saw someone else frame this really eloquently. They said one of the questions that you should ask yourself to determine if you are in the right relationship for you is, if you met this person today, knowing everything that you know about them right now, would you be in a relationship with them? If the answer is no, you should not waste any more time with them. It does not matter how much.
I don't even know what's being said right now. What is this? I've heard this person say this, and if you wouldn't, I'm so confused. Maybe that's a C student in me that just be confused with what all of these ancient Chinese secrets that y'all are listening to for relationship advice. It's so weird, bro. Like, the real criteria is, I don't know.
you love each other.
What do
It does
I
not
know?
matter how happy you make each other. If you are not accepting of everything that they are right now, and if you are not tracking towards a similar future or a shared vision of your future, you should not be together. And unfortunately, that was my case. I personally would rather end a relationship on good terms where we can both look back on it with loving eyes and happy memories than to drag it through the mud until we hate each other 2 years down the line for wasting each other's time. So for the first time ever, I can say that I'm actually leaving a relationship feeling like a better person than I was when I went into it, and feeling extremely, extremely grateful for the experience.
Most people is just serial daters. They don't really want a relationship. They want the idea of a relationship. I don't think that most people really even want to get married. I just think that they want some good stories to tell. And whenever you can go into this situation and say, I walked away because of that reason, that's pretty wild to me, especially in this climate. Let me know what y'all think.
Yo,
So what the French toast is there to think about?
shout out to Anton. And if you don't follow Anton Daniels, I don't know what the fuck wrong with you. You know what I'm saying? Real talk though, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, shout out to Anton. But man, this is crazy right here. This is crazy. And this is the type of thought process that is going on over here with, you know, some of the women in America. And it's sad to see because, you know what I'm saying, we were placed on this planet to be together, men and women. And, you know, we, you know, through whatever, you know, religion, folklore, whatever has been going on, you know, throughout the centuries here of human beings existing, we've been able to reproduce in certain ways. Now, I'm not saying that tragedies had never happened, but listen, look, the thing of this is that families build community, always have throughout the history of this planet. Communities make everything else possible. But, you know, it seems like today, most of our sisters and stuff like that are dealing with some type of issues, definitely a lot of spiritual issues and things like that, you know, need to be resolved. But, you know, that's neither here nor there because they, you know, some have to figure that out for themselves. But the bottom line is that this is crazy. The delusion that you think that you need to have some type of thought process in your mind that you can control your life, and also too you can put whatever in place, like you're writing on a chalkboard in school or a whiteboard to plan out certain things about businesses. You know, your life ain't gonna work like that. And like Anton said, it's gonna be ups and downs and stuff in your life that you're gonna need to survive and you'll need to overcome. But a lot of things in life, you cannot do that alone. Life wasn't built that way. If we look at the animals, insects, whatever, you know, it's all in pairs. This is a whole planet full of pairs, you know. And the thing of this is that we've forgotten that definitely as a human society and things like that, because we think we're so high and mighty and we created certain things. And, you know, Einstein, you know, did with the atoms and all this other type of things. So, you know, we think that we're so fucking smart till we gonna outsmart the universe, or we're gonna outsmart biology, or we're gonna outsmart the nature of how things are supposed to go to get us to this point to where we think that we're so fucking smart.
So what the French toast is there to think about?
You old fish-eyed fool.
And I'm just being real. Yeah, relationships and marriages make for strong communities make for good societies makes for the happiness of human beings. But it is what it is, though. Shout out to all my subscribers. Mad love to y'all. If you're new to the channel, please hit that like, share, subscribe button. Make sure you ring that bell to be notified whenever I decide to post things. And like I always say,
and that, my friends, is the bottom line.
That, my friends, is the bottom line.